Here's a super simple, super fast elevator to get to those bases up in the sky. Hey guys, it's Chad. Today we're taking a look at an elevator that uses water source blocks as the main building block. Water block is a block, right? I mean, that's an actual block. Cool thing about this design is it requires 0 redstone and very little building, and it could even blend in with the natural surroundings, so people may not even realize that this elevator is an elevator for you. So here we are inside of Minecraft, and literally I was just flying around and I saw this super awesome, like, it's so funny. Minecraft, where you have weird glitchy terrain, it's awesome. Any other game, it's just a glitch. Minecraft, it looks absolutely super cool. And so I really liked it. So I was just thinking, what could I do? How can I make an episode about this? And I saw something earlier about using bubble columns as super fast elevators. So that was the inspiration for building this here. So you can see that we have a waterfall falling off of this side of the cliff way up there. And of course, getting up there, if you actually wanted to create a survival base up on the top of that, the biggest difficulty would be getting up to the top of that quickly and efficiently, so you weren't wasting your days all the time trying to just get up to your base. Now, to show this off, I do want to be inside of creative mode, survival mode, because I feel like some people would say immediately, well, you're gonna have to breathe as you go up this thing. And the cool thing about a bubble column is that it will always give you oxygen as you go up. And you can see the land back there. It is just zooming by. I'm not sure. Oh, there you go. Look at that. I can even see a little bit outside of this elevator, just shooting up to the top. Once you get up there, then you can just, in fact, this actually gives you enough of a boost that you actually kind of can land yourself quickly on the edge, so you're like thrown up into the air almost, and you can easily jump onto your crazy little island. It even has a little bit of a safety feature in that if you somehow miss, well, as you're falling down, well, you got this gigantic water column to jump into, and in this situation we have water at the bottom to catch us even if we fall. And so you can see I just want to point this out a second time. You can see that my bubbles of oxygen are going down. Once we get into the column, then they will just go right back up, which is really cool. And this is a super fast elevator if I ever did see one. I mean, it's super duper fast. So how do you make this yourself? Well, it is fairly simple. The biggest issue that you have to have is if you're building this in 100% survival, you do need a few water buckets. So you are going to need a little bit of iron. But if you have set up your base, if you have some basic materials, then this shouldn't be a problem at all. Let me switch back into creative mode. Okay, so we are first going to head all the way up to the top to decide where we want our next waterfall to go. Maybe a little bit closer to this edge here, because the coast is right there. That way you don't have to swim all the way in. So let's just claim right here. Right here is really good. So first step that I like to do is just place down some water, and so that it will flow off of the edge. Now, bubble columns have an interesting thing that they will only be created in a water source area. So you may know that the way to create a bubble column is to use soul sand. So if you just throw that down, boop, it will create the column, and then eventually I think our waterfall will fall right here if I did my math correctly. And no, we're just one block off. That's okay. And we're just gonna move this right over here. Now you may think that the bubble column would extend all the way into that flowing water, but unfortunately it does not. You can see that it just stops right there and you don't get any more bubbles. That's because those all need to be water source blocks. So in order to do that, we will need a block to place our water source block against. So I would come off of the edge here and then just build a huge tower all the way up to the top. And this might take a little while. Okay, so now we have placed all of our blocks. Why am I using polished granite? I have no idea. I have no idea. Now you're going to need to place your water source blocks along this edge. Now, when you do this fancy, incredible, awesome one block waterfall is going to break apart because water source blocks like to flow around. So you are going to get those extra little bits of flowing stuff. And then also this will fill in eventually once you have once you're that's gone. So that's going to fill in. So what I would suggest is just being patient and going down. And unfortunately, you don't have the same capabilities of creating infinite water sources like you do with sort of open world. You know, if it's 2D looking down, if you're just going horizontally, once you're going vertically, you don't have that awesome ability. So it would take a little while if you're in survival to pull this part of the process off. But we're just gonna go ahead and do it. And you can kind of see also, as I go up, the bubble column continues to rise, which is really, really cool. And you know what I just realized? I just did it with commands. That should have been a scaffolding tower. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Of course it should have been a scaffolding tower because now we have to tear it down. And of course, we're going to just break the bottom one with scaffolding, which makes this process so much easier. So now we're just gonna go ahead and break those blocks there, pick up a few of our final scaffolding, and if we did actually hit every single water source on the way up, we should be able just to flow all the way up to the top. We'll see if we did it correctly. It's still, even though it's super fast. Oh, we missed a water source block here. So if that happens, you can see that that it stops. So we're gonna have to come back in here and place a water source block where it belongs. Uh-oh, and I just screwed up my entire water flow. There we go. Okay, so now it reaches all the way to the top. Hopefully you won't have as many issues as I had, because if you accidentally place one block incorrectly, the water will flow around it and kind of create this monstrosity. Really, the only way to get around that is to go underneath and place blocks. And if you have a huge height like this, it's going to be very, very annoying. So I would suggest being very careful as you place your blocks around, especially around the top of one of these waterfalls. But it's a very, very, very simple technique. All you need is the soul sand in order to create the elevator and all of the water source blocks. And then you basically have this awesome elevator that doesn't require much building at all. Most of the building is done by water and gravity. And that's the technique. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please give this video a big ol' thumbs up. If you really, really liked it, make sure you stick around for future videos and subscribe. And that way you'll get tutorials, spotlights, and a whole bunch of other stuff on OMGcraft. Thanks so much for watching this episode. See you next time. Bye.